Once upon a time, in a small town, there lived a 10-year-old girl named Lara. Lara always felt scared when she was home alone. The darkness and silence always seemed strange to her. One evening, her parents decided to leave Lara home alone for a while and go to the town. Despite her fear, Lara was a little excited to be alone. For a while, the house was completely silent. Lara started playing with her toys in her room, but soon she began to hear strange noises in the house. At first, they seemed like the wind blowing against the window, but as time passed, the sounds became more bizarre. Something was moving. Terrified, Lara opened the window to look outside, but all she saw was the dark forest, and no one was in sight. Lara gathered her courage and started to check the rooms of the house. Suddenly, she heard a door creak in the hallway. "No one's here," she murmured, but her heart was racing. The door opened on its own. Her eyes went wide as a cold breeze blew into the room. Yet, there was nothing there. At that moment, Lara saw a strange light outside from the balcony, a glow coming from deep within the forest. This light seemed to beckon her to come closer, but why? Lara suddenly felt a chill in her chest. There was something behind that light. Overcoming her fear, Lara opened the door of the house and began walking toward the dark forest. She wanted to find the source of the light, but with every step, the forest seemed to grow even darker. The trees were closing in, blocking out the sky. She felt as if eyes were watching her, but she couldn't see who or what it was. Suddenly, an old, abandoned cabin appeared in front of her. The light now shone from the cabin's window. Lara considered entering, but felt a strange sense of hesitation. She stopped in front of the cabin, and then she saw the door open, as though someone inside was inviting her in. As she stepped inside, a cold gust of wind hit her face. She immediately pulled back, but the door slammed shut behind her. Inside, the walls were covered with faded writing. Many of the words had been erased, becoming invisible. But one sentence caught her eye: "If you have entered, you cannot leave." At that moment, Lara suddenly realized she was not alone in the forest. Something was moving inside the cabin. Deep, labored breathing echoed through the dark room. Frozen in fear, Lara tried to move backward, but her feet felt as though they were glued to the floor. A hand reached out from the doorway and began to pull her in. Lara wanted to scream, but no sound came from her mouth. A dark figure stepped into the cabin, moving toward her. In that moment, Lara summoned all her strength to try and escape. She fought to break free from the figure's grip, but it was too late. The figure had grabbed her, and her screams were lost in the depths of the forest. No one ever saw Lara again, but every evening, the eerie light would shine once more from deep within the forest. Those who passed by believed they had seen Lara's ghost wandering the woods,